welcome back to my channel. My name is Blair if you're new here, and today I want to talk a little bit about goals. Mainly because, I planned goals, wrote some goals at the beginning of the year, and then life took hold in the first few months and things just aren't going as planned, or there's things that I need to change to hit these goals. So, I want to review what I did right, and I need to rewrite them anyway, because in terms of books, like there was one I was gonna read, and after reading the description before I ordered it, I was like, yeah, that's not something I would read. So I ended up, just crossing it out and getting a different book off my list. So I want to rewrite them though and kind of hone in on the key things that are important and different for me. Let's just talk through them real quick, and then I'm going to take some time to think and do this and rewrite them, and then I'll tell you if there's anything I changed. So I already know, first off, I'm going to rename these categories because I had to take care of me. Point blank, we're just going to change this back to health. That just makes more clear sense. More fruits and veggies and protein was one of my goals. I'm trying. We're getting back into the smoothies, so this is lots of fruit. I've added protein to it. I've also been making sure that I am buying protein-based bars, not just granola bars and stuff, and trying to be a little bit more conscious of my protein intake. Mainly through FitnessPal. I've been using that for years, but I'm actually checking and trying to pay attention to protein, and I definitely am not eating enough, so we need to keep focusing on that. I put down 3 days of 15-minute workouts. Life got crazy. Things went haywire. Needless to say, I had just started working out this past weekend. I think I'm on day 4 today, which I just need to do the treadmill today. So I'm gonna do that after I film this video. I had to change up my mindset on this because it just wasn't working to get into it on days that I had to work. Especially the days that I work 9-hour days. So I rewrote a plan idea because I do hit my 10,000, probably 12,000 or more steps every single day. So I am moving my body even if I'm sitting. But I'm trying to get the strength workouts built into my routine because that's the part I think I need the most, especially at my age. It's time to start focusing on that. Posture was a second thing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely not. Like right now, I probably should sit up better. I may leave that on here though, just as a reminder to myself. Grow faith was the second one. I do want to kind of add like checklists or check boxes on this list that I got. Let me show you what I'm working with. This is kind of what it was from the beginning of the year. So I want to add some check boxes. That way I can actually keep track. I already know I've way off track. So what I want to do is the check boxes, mark off the months that I do go 50% or more. I may even try to like change that mindset. Like maybe instead of 50%, it's going to be 2 weeks in a row of church, and then I can just take one home if I want and do that. So I don't get in a habit of it. Because unfortunately at the beginning of this year, it was just, I was sick, then I had the repairs, and it was just one thing after another, and I didn't go. And sometimes you just have to force yourself to go because I need to be surrounded by people. So I think I'm going to rewrite this one and just say 2 days on, or 2 Sundays on, 1 off, and try and gauge it that way. And in 4 Bible studies, I've already completed 1. Again, I want some check boxes so I can keep track of this. And I've ordered the other 3. They just got here late last night, so I haven't even unboxed them, but we're going to start working on those. I think I want to read my book next and then come back to a Bible study. So that's the plan there. Finances. So I put down to save $5,000 for a new car, which I do need to start focusing on doing. And that was also a focus of last year that I did not get to because I had to take that month off to go home. Therefore, I didn't have an income, and I've been trying to replenish what I took. And unfortunately, with the repairs on the house, I had to take a loan out to actually do that because it was like $15,000. So my goal is to get that paid off. I have till March of next year to pay it off to avoid any interest, which was my plan. So I think the focus is going to turn into that loan. I think we're going to have to hold off on the car until after. Maybe it'll be like after I pay off the debt. I also want to continue to focus on replenishing the long-term emergency fund from the money I had to take out from last year. That will stay. And then, of course, my regular emergency fund needs to be replenished as well. I also still want to plan on buying stocks. I think I've come to the conclusion there are 3 stocks specifically that I want to buy. I know it's probably better to do this a different way. I'm new to the stock market other than like my pension 401k stuff that my job does for me. But I do have one stock under the Robinhood app because it was a free thing from somebody's referral link, and I've just kind of left it alone. But I thought it might be fun to buy 3 more stocks under that. Things that I enjoy, companies, food, things like that, and just let it go. And then probably next year's focus will be more on something else that's you just deposit money and they handle it. I think that would do better. The other one was hobbies and fun. I almost feel like this could be changed to miscellaneous, but maybe not. The first one was fresh flowers every 3 months. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done this. I don't think I will. Get dressed 1 day per week. I guess we could leave that in there. That'll probably be a Sunday thing because I really just don't care during the work week. I'd rather be comfortable seeing how I'm sitting at my desk for 9 hours out of the day. I wanted to do a dinner party 1 every 3 months, which would equate to 4. I might have to down this to 2 or 3 because, again, with the repairs and my dining room being torn up, that just didn't happen. I've had 1. We did the French dinner party. And then I had a game night down. I might still leave that because I really would like to try to do a game night with my friends. I think that would be fun, although their lives have been a little crazy as well. So we might have to come back to that one a little bit later in the year. Read 10 books, which I've started on. I always, at the bottom put like a list of the books that were maybe in my Amazon to be read cart kind of thing. I think what I'm going to do is leave this list with my goals as like kind of a, here's some of the books you were thinking about, and then fill them in as I actually read them, only because like I already know I've crossed one out. That's the things and in my Word. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take some time real quick, rewrite this into a neater, nicer, revised edition, and then I'll show it to you when we're done. All rewritten. I'm not going to remake a vision board. I don't think that's necessary because most of it's still similar. It may just be slightly worded differently. And even the 2 goals I removed, one of them I will still intentionally be trying to achieve. So I think that's going to be it. So like I said, I'll just leave this in here with my thing in case I need book recommendations from that list. But like I said, we're on the path of fruits, veggies, protein, mainly I would say more like whole foods. I changed the wording to intentional workouts because like I said, I get my steps, that kind of thing. So it's more about intentionally doing a workout, not just hitting my steps. Posture, again, I need to be more conscious of this. 4 Bible studies. I put 2 on, 1 off church. So 2 Sundays that I go, 1 that I could be off and stay home. Pay off my loan for the home repairs, the replenishing the long-term and regular emergency funds, stocks. Car loan I took off here entirely. Yes, it's a priority, but it's not, it's going to be secondary to the loan being paid off because I want my debt gone again. Hobbies and fun. I left the dress 1 day per week because I guess I'll probably be making a conscious effort of it for Sundays. 2 dinner parties, we lowered that number. 1 game night. I don't know when these things are going to occur. Technically, I've already done 1 dinner party, so Read 10 books. I'll probably add one more to this. I just don't know when or what it'll be. And then I rewrote the books, but I left them blank so I can actually fill them in as I read them. So we're not basing it on the list, like I have to read what I wrote down, because, you know, I always check the description of the book before I order it just to make sure. And sometimes something that looked appealing, again, don't judge a book by its cover, it turns out not to be something I would want to read when I look it over. And some of the reasons those books were on my list is because they were from an author that I liked. However, the topic or genre of the book was not something I was comfortable reading. So anyway, 2025 goals have been rewritten. So now we can go back to trying to achieve stuff. But that's why I wanted to review it. I know it's not like mid-year or anything like that. It was just a time that I was like, you know what, I need to revisit these because things have changed. And things have not gone as planned for the beginning of the year. So that's my goals revisited. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe it gave you inspiration to rethink your goals through if you've just kind of been going with it, and even though it's not something that's going to work anymore. But as always, I hope everyone has a blessed day.